So now we are ready to summarize these distributions, both in Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. So we do that for the general partners and for the limited partners. So we're going to go equal to Tier 1. We grab the limited partner distribution. In Tier 2, we're going to do the same. We grab the distribution to the limited partners. And in Tier 3, we're going to grab the distribution to the limited partners. Yeah. You can just sum this. And then we're going to do the same thing for the GPs, the general partners. We go to Tier 1, we grab the distributions to the GPs. Tier 2, we grab the distributions. And in Tier 3, we grab the distributions to the general partners. We have all of that in place. We can now sum that. And then we can now sum the contributions to the entire project. It's going to be that for the general partners plus that for the limited partners. We can now take all of these cash flows and fill it all the way to the end of the project life. So now to account for the limited partners cash flows, we know that there was an initial investment from the beginning, so we have to reference that initial investment for the limited partners, and we reference that for the general partners. So it's going to be this initial investment contributions plus the total distributions to the limited partners. So that's the cash flow. And then we'll do the same thing for the GPs. It's going to be this initial contribution plus the distributions that went to the GPs here. We can now sum all of this to get the total distributions for the entire project. And we take all of these to the end of our projected period. We fill it right with Control R. So that's exactly what we are doing there. We can just delete that. And then now we are ready to calculate the internal rate of returns for the limited partners, the general partners, and the entire project. So in order to do that, we will go by XIR. We reference including the initial investment value, all of those. And then we want to reference the date, including the commercial operation date. We go all the way to the top. We want to reference including this date. And then we anchor that cell with F4, close the bracket, and we press enter. So we can now copy this internal rate of returns and we paste it down for the GPs and for the project. Alt ESF, paste as formulas. And as you can see here, it gives us exactly the same internal rate of returns for the entire project as we calculated in our solar model here. So you see we have the same internal rate of returns, and you can see the same project internal rate of returns here of 9.16%. And one other key takeaway, we can see that the general partners, as a result of this project, they earn a rate of returns of 10.71%, even though they contributed just approximately $700,000, and they earn a rate of return of 10.71% because of that disproportional returns, as we spoke about. And for the limited partners, they earn an internal rate of returns of approximately 8.97% or 8.96%. However, they contributed approximately $6 million into this project. So you can see what happens in a joint venture partnership, why energy investors or energy associates, they decide to form joint venture partnership. So this is one of the reasons to achieve these disproportional returns. And we can now also calculate based on this discount rate. For we know that in the United States, we have this industry rate, that is the weighted average cost of capital for energy projects like solar. They range between 4.2% up to 5%. So we have this range here of 4.6%, which is within the range. So that's why we're going to be discounting all of these cash flows heavily at this discount rate back to this present value. So we're going to calculate the net present value of this project in the next video. So what we are doing here is we are discounting everything heavily by assigning this cost of capital, we call it weighted average cost of capital for the entire industry. We are discounting it heavily back to this present value. So that's exactly what we are doing in this model. So hopefully I see you in the next video where we simulate this net present value for the limited partners, general partners, and for the entire project.